evening. Every night you come and you find me. Must you always remind me that my baby is gone? Hurry, evening. Can't you see I'm deep in your power? Every minute's just like an hour since my baby has gone. The story of our solace. Well, I don't know, like a week before, they have Rosales every Monday night, and we had this thing where we all go down to Rosales and have a drink, and I'd sit in like 1 or 2 songs, and then we go down to Mushroom Jazz. And so a bunch of us came down this night. I remember like a couple guys from Slide 5 wanted to hear me sing, and Greg Scandavino, who's now signed with Geffen, and a lot of people. There was like 20 of us or something like that. All of us were at Rosales, and this, was totally like dead, kind of, right? Except for my big giant entourage that I brought in there. So I go in and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and then Jules Bessard, who's the alto player, or the tenor player who's hosting this whole jam sessions, I go and I want to talk to him about maybe playing out and stuff. And I also, this is like during the break, after the break, and they're going to get some more people back up. So we start talking, and he was like, well, I gig every night, I have no time. And it's like, but, how do you feel about older men? And I was like, well, I'm not really dating at this time, and whatever. I was trying to like, well, where are you going at, dude? And then he was like, will you give me a kiss or something like that? And I was like, whoa, no, I don't think so, buddy. And so I turned him down, and he was like, whatever about it, real charming about it. And so we all go back out there, and I'm waiting to sit in, and he just makes me wait and wait and wait, and everybody's waiting for me to sit in, and he's like, totally had some people back up who had already gone up before, just like fully passes over me because he's like mad or whatever that I didn't become his doll baby. So I was like, okay, so you're gonna be like that then. So I'm gonna have to come down here and get some respect from this man. So I was like, maybe he'll give me respect if I'm a man. Let me try it out and see if he treats everybody like that. And so I got my girlfriend, Katie at the time, who's now Amelia, and I said, Katie, why don't you come out with me? We're going to dress up. We're going to go down and embarrass Jules Bessard if we can. So we're sitting at the back of the room. We're all decked out. I got my beard on, full beard, thick eyebrows, my little hat, and I'm borrowing Jarvis's tie and tuxedo, and I just got on the suspenders and a nice jacket. And Willie comes in with me, and we're sitting there, we're having a cocktail. And he says, Jules Bessard, he's sitting there, he's just looking just as high and mighty as he did the week before. And he says, anybody else want to come up? And I raised my hand, and he said, you, sir, in the back. So I come on up. He's like, what can I get for you, brother, I looked at him and I said, I'll get a 12-bar blues in G, please. And he recognized my voice instantly, because there's not too many people that hear my voice and don't recognize it. He looks it right in my eyes, and I looked in his, and I said, let's just play the song. And he just turned around and was like, oh my gosh, And you could just see the sweat beginning to pour down his temples. So I go up to the mic, and at this point, no one in the audience, it was great because it was totally packed this week. I don't know what happened, but it was totally packed that week. There was all these people out there. I looked right out at the audience, and the song starts, and I said, I love my man. I'm a lie if I say I don't. Something like that. I love my man. I'm a lie if I say I don't. And so the whole audience is looking at me just like, oh my God, it's a girl but dressed as a guy, but singing a girl's song. It was like, wait a minute. It was excellent. It was so excellent. And I looked at Jules Bessard after the song, and I said, so how about that sugar? How about that kiss? And he looks at me and he said, I gotta go to a break. And he just runs away from me. It was just beautiful. The week before, he's all over me. Oh, it's great. I love my man. I'm a lie if I say I don't. That's Billie Holiday's first blues tune that she ever wrote. Because she'd written a few jazz, but she never wrote blues. But I quit my man. I'm a lie if I say I won't. I've been your slave, baby, ever since I've been your babe. I've been your slave ever since I've been your babe. But before I'll be your dog, I'll see you in your grave. Da, 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 da. My man wouldn't give me no breakfast, wouldn't give me no dinner, squawked about my supper, then he put me outdoors. Had the nerve to lay matchbox on my clothes. I didn't have so many, but I had a long, long ways to go. I ain't good looking, and my hair ain't curls. I ain't good looking, and my hair ain't curls. And I just like to end it at this part, but she has a whole other part that she has. But my mother, she give me something, it's gonna carry me through this world. That's what I like to end it with that. I think that's the nicest. She has this other part, I think she does. Some men like me cause I'm happy, some cause I'm snappy, and I'm like not concerned about how they like me for or not, right? So I cut that verse out. I'm like, shoot, Mama gave me what I got today.